Hello everyone, Nadeem here with TX Engine Works. One of the questions I get oftentimes is people asking me that um, what are the different modes in your automatic transmission? So if you have a stick shift, and some of you may be used to driving a stick shift, but you can use engine braking, right? You can shift into a lower gear, and that reduces the speed of your car. It's not that important to do in Texas, although you're saving your brakes. But if you go into mountain areas, like I often drive in Colorado and stuff in the mountains, and I'm usually towing a trailer, a big trailer. One of the things I see every trip, I see at least one guy or gal who's burning up their brakes. I mean, literally smoke coming out of their tires, their wheels, because the brakes are so hot. I have to show the kids, hey, look at that. That's not how you drive. So what you want to do is you want to use some sort of engine braking, like do like the truckers do. Basically, the brakes are a last resort. Just when you want to come to a full stop is when you want to use the brakes. To slow down, you want to use the engine because the engine's got a radiator. It's not going to overheat. I mean, that's a huge radiator. Brakes have no radiator. That heat is going to dissipate from the disc or the drum, and eventually you're going to lose your braking power. So, one of the main things you want to do is use your engine braking power. Now, the diesel trucks with turbos and stuff, they have something called turbo braking. So you can now put your truck into tow haul mode. You can turn on the brake, and it will use engine braking to slow you down. I go a step further. Just because I'm pulling such a load, I will put my transmission into manual mode, and I'll shift down when I need to do more braking. Keep in mind, with engine braking, the higher the RPM is, the more braking power you have, and it works well. Now the trick is, if you're up on a hill and you're going down, you want to downshift up at the top of the hill. Don't be downshifting while all the weight is pushing down on you while you're on the decline. So shift down at the top and then just let it come down. And that's what all the 18 wheelers do. And you can kind of hear them, making that weird engine sound when they're going downhill, those big engines. You want to use your engine braking as much as you can. Now, the question becomes, do regular cars have that option as well? So anything with an automatic transmission, you can see in this picture, you can downshift, right? So you can from here, you can, if you're normally driving in D, and in this example, you can go down to D3. So regular D is going to be your overdrive, if it's a 4-speed or a 5-speed, whatever it is. And then when you go to D3, that's going to take it out of overdrive. So it's going to go to third gear max. And then you can go even further down to 2. So it's going to stay in second gear. Now, the other question is that, hey, am I going to burn up the transmission or something when I do this? Anything made within the last 10 years, you're not going to hurt the transmission or the engine. These transmissions are computer controlled. They are not going to let you destroy them. They're going to take over when they feel that the driver is trying to destroy them. Same thing happens with my truck. If the RPM goes high enough, it will upshift into the next gear, even though I'm telling it to block out a certain gear. It will still go into that gear just to save everything, save the transmission, the engine, and all that. So having said that, in this case, use the D3, the D2, whatever have you. And this will really save your brakes when you need that in an emergency, so you don't have smoke coming out and you don't have brake fade. You may have heard of the term called brake fade. That happens when your brakes get really hot and they lose the stopping power. And this is, as a matter of fact, part of the training that you go through when you get your CDL is you need to learn to be in the correct gear at all times so that your vehicle doesn't become a runaway. And that's why they have the runaway ramps in usually the mountainous areas. So if you do have a runaway vehicle, you can go into the runaway ramp and it will slow you down. So always use your lower gear when you're going down a hill. And if I'm towing, I will use that even in Texas. I mean, we don't have any hills or anything, but even like if I'm going on the off ramp and I'm towing heavy, I will use my tow haul mode and let the engine do most of the work. And the only thing I'm doing is stopping at the last few feet when I need to come to a full stop. That's all I'm using the brakes for. Other than that, I'm saving the brakes for emergency. So everybody, read your vehicle's manual. It should say in there, which how you can use engine braking to slow your vehicle down. Pretty much any vehicle with automatic transmission has this option. So use it. And I mean, even electric cars. So if you have a Prius or something like that, you have a B option on the shifter where you can put it on B for brake, and it will use engine braking, regenerative braking, without you having to touch the brake pedal itself. So use it, and I'll see everybody tomorrow. So until then, everybody be safe out there.